Hello and welcome to the Rainy Night Listens podcast. I'm Haley.
And I'm Wyatt, and this is the podcast that you save for a rainy night instead of a rainy day. All right, today we are talking about the Rake.
Ooh.
Yeah, you thought it was going to be another SCP, I bet. No, I don't read. That's all.
It's okay.
What do you think the Rake is?
I don't know a lot about it. I also don't know if it falls in the cryptid category or if it's in like the realm of like creepypasta kind of stuff. I just know it's like a little creepy guy.
Yeah, see, when that guy, when
It's a creepy guy.
yeah, he's just a creepy dude.
Look at those eyes though.
Yeah.
Could get lost in them.
Shouldn't do that.
Should,
that's how you get hurt.
Oh, that's how he gets you.
Yeah. Actually, this works perfectly into my next slide. Because when I was growing up, I always thought this dude was like a kind of a, not a cryptid, but like more of like a folklore thing. I always thought it was like kind of like fit into that category, like, you know, the scary stuff at night.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Wendigo or like a skinwalker.
Almost like a paranormal, like, entity kind of thing.
That's what I thought, but he's actually a creepypasta, which I think is just the internet did this. Like, the internet, like, blew him up so hard that you don't even, like, know this story that I have right here that I'll be reading, because I always just saw him as, like, a creepy thing in the wood. Like, in my mind, there was probably little to no difference between him and a skinwalker. Aside from the fact that skinwalkers, you know, supposedly shapeshift into animals in order to throw you off.
Uh-huh.
I just kind of had them in the same boat. Like, they were kind of the same thing, just the scary thing you saw at night and heard in stories. But yeah, it was actually, he started off as a creepypasta.
That's crazy. Yeah, I had no idea. Like, I feel like I agree with you because I thought that the Rake was just around forever.
Yeah.
And so I think it was only super recently that I thought I saw something about it being from a creepypasta, and it like flipped my world upside down because I was like, wait a minute.
Me too.
Someone just like made this up? Like, what the heck?
Yeah, it caught me off so hard. Actually, before we go on to the next slide, I have right here, it says, the Rake is a monster in the online horror fiction genre, creepypasta. Is depicted as an unusually tall, hairless, pale humanoid creature who generally crouches or crawls on all fours. And, yeah, I'm starting to see a theme with the things I've covered so far. Being tall, lanky,
Smooth
pale
boys.
humanoids. This one just doesn't have long fingers, I guess.
And this one's, it's okay if you look at his face.
Yeah, this guy, if he's there, chances are you're getting hurt anyway.
Yeah, like he's gonna hurt you whether you look at it or not.
You might survive, but at least he won't eat you, I guess.
Yeah.
So there's that. But yeah, so now this is where I read. And you get to stare at that the whole time.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Just gaze into his eyes and his gross mouth.
Looks like a sleep paralysis demon.
Hey! Funny, you should say that. I'm not specifying. I'm going to start reading. This is I'll have the link to it on the next slide, but this is it's a creepypasta wiki. This is where I'm reading off of. It says, during the summer of 2003, events in the northeastern United States involving a strange human-like creature sparked brief local media interest. Before an apparent blackout was enacted, little or no information was left intact, as most online and written accounts of the creature were mysteriously destroyed. Ooh. Pretty sure this is just setting up for the stories of the, that people came up with for the Rake.
Okay, gotcha.
It says, primarily focused in rural New York State and once found in Idaho.
Excuse me? I'm sorry. What?
I know, that threw me off so hard.
How dare they set it in this beautiful state?
I know.
Not that that's where we are or anything.
No, we're actually in Antarctica. We're recording this off a penguin.
We're actually in the woods and the Rake is gonna be here.
We actually brought him on as a guest star. I don't know if he knows English or not, though. The things I had to do to get him on the show was the ways I had to get a hold of him. I'm not going to specify, but...
We've got Google Translate.
Oh, yeah, you're right. One of the options should be the Rake, I think.
It just says Rake.
Yeah. But yeah, it says primarily focused in rural New York State and once found in Idaho, self-proclaimed witnesses told stories of their encounters with a creature of unknown origin. Emotions ranged from extremely traumatic levels of fright and discomfort to an almost childlike sense of playfulness and curiosity.
Oh.
I know, that's gross.
I don't like that.
Yeah, now reading that, because when I read before, I was skimming through it. I didn't catch that part. That's kind of gross. It says, while their published versions are no longer on record, the memories remain powerful. Several of the involved parties began looking for answers that year. In early 2006, the collaboration had accumulated nearly 24 documents dating between 12th century and present day, spanning 4 continents. In almost all cases, the stories were identical. I've been in contact with a member of this group and was able to get some excerpts from their upcoming book. A Mariner's Log, 1691. Yeah, we're going back far.
Jeez.
He says, and this is why I said that's funny you should say that. It says, he came to me in my sleep. From the foot of my bed, I felt a sensation. He took everything. We must return to England. We shall not come here again at the request of the Rake.
What? He took everything. What does that mean?
I don't know, man. I'm reading the same thing you're reading.
Oh my gosh.
The next one says, a journal entry translated from Spanish in 1880. I have experienced the greatest terror. I have experienced the greatest terror. I have experienced the greatest terror. I see his eyes when I close mine. They are hollow, black. They saw me and pierced me. His wet hand. I will not sleep. His voice. And then the rest is unintelligible. You know, that sounds a lot more like... I don't think that was the Rake. I think he made...
Yeah, I think...
You know, I think your mind can autofill the details.
I think this is really bad.
Yeah, this dude... He got touched by a wet hand. I don't know.
I hate when that happens.
Especially in your sleep. It's disgusting. Anyway,
this is wild.
Yeah, it's a lot. The next one is a suicide note in 1964. As I prepare to take my life, I feel it necessary to assuage any guilt or pain I have introduced through this act. It is not the fault of anyone other than him. For once, I awoke and felt his presence, and once I awoke and saw his form. Once again, I awoke and heard his voice, and looked into his eyes. I cannot sleep without fear of what I might next awake to experience. I cannot ever wake. Goodbye. Found in the same wooden box were 2 empty envelopes addressed to William and Rose, and 1 loose personal letter with no envelope. Dearest Linny, I have prayed for you. He spoke your name.
What?
I know, it's gotta, be assumed to be a supernatural thing, right? Like, it knows the names of your loved ones.
Yeah.
Either that or it's already visited them and they don't know it, kind of thing, which is way worse.
Yeah, that's so much worse.
But here is the bulk story. This one's a big one, and it is, it's a pretty crazy one. It says, from a witness in 2006, 3 years ago, I had just returned from a trip to Niagara Falls with my family for the 4th of July. We were all very exhausted after a long day of driving, so my husband and I put the kids straight to bed and called it a night. At about 4 a.m., I woke up thinking my husband had gotten up to use the restroom. I used the moment to steal back the sheets, only to wake him in the process. I apologized and told him I thought he was out of bed. When he turned to face me, he gasped and pulled his feet up from the end of the bed so quickly his knee almost knocked me out of the bed. He then grabbed me and said nothing.
What the heck?
What do you think?
I feel like...
If you say it's the Rake, you'd be right.
I feel like... I'm going to take a shot in the dark here. And go out on a limb. And say... I think.
Yeah.
Is it the Rake?
Oh my gosh. How did you know?
Dude, I'm just that good.
Alright. Enough suspense. Says after adjusting in the dark for a half second, I was able to see what caused this strange reaction. At the foot of the bed, sitting and facing away from us, was what appeared to be a naked man or a large hairless dog of some sort. Its body position was disturbing and unnatural.
Is it worse if it's sitting facing away from you or if it's staring at you?
I feel like...
Because I feel like if it's sitting away from you, I feel like that means it's had time to be like, okay.
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
Here's what I'm going to do.
And it, like, considers itself safe in the environment. Like, it's clearly been, like...
It's scoped out the place.
Yeah, it's been... What's it called? It's seasoned at sneaking in while people are sleeping and knows that it won't wake them up. So it's just walking around, like, non-threatened. Because, like, if we're thinking of this like a wild animals will never take their eyes off of their prey.
Yeah,
but
that's
this thing
true.
is so comfortable knowing that it's not going to be found that it's not even looking at them right now.
It's so awful, which means, like, how long was it in their house before they knew? Like, it could have just been staring at them. It could have been doing, like, anything.
Yeah.
Before it finally just took its seat at the foot of their bed.
Yeah, it just sat down. It's just reading one of their journals or something.
It's like, bro, this is embarrassing.
You?
You're lucky I'm here because I'm gonna, like, hurt you. But, like, at least no one will find this.
Just know, me killing you is doing you a favor because I'm going to tell everyone about this and at least you won't be around to be embarrassed about it.
Oh my
The Rake's actually a pretty chill dude.
He's just trying to help out.
Yeah, he wants to know your darkest secrets, but he's not gonna, you know, he'll tell people, but at least you won't be around to be embarrassed.
Yeah,
your life ruined.
Like, he's at least got the decency to not make you have to sit through it.
Yeah, just puts you out of your misery before you even have to deal with it.
Sorry, continue.
No, you're good. It says, its body position was disturbing and unnatural, as if it had been hit by a car or something. For some reason, I was not instantly frightened by it, but more concerned as to its condition. At this point, I was somewhat under the assumption that we were supposed to help him. It says, my husband was peering over his arm and knee, tucked into the fetal position, occasionally glancing at me before returning to the creature. In a flurry of motion, it scrambled around the side of the bed and then crawled quickly in a flailing sort of way right along the covers until it was less than a foot from my husband's face.
Ew. I'm just gonna scooch on in here real quick.
Yeah, that. Like, I haven't been looking at the picture. I've been looking at my phone.
I know, I've been staring at the pictures.
Up.
You've been saying this, and it's horrifying.
It's just disgusting to think that thing was like a foot away from your face, you know?
It has to
see
stink,
the details.
too.
Yeah, I feel...
Right.
Probably. Like, more like... It'd probably be, like, wet.
Yeah.
Like dirt. Like mud. It would smell like mud or something.
Oh, so it smelled good, then.
Yeah, exactly. It's not, like, such an unnatural smell that you'd wake up, but it's enough that, like, it smells like a wild animal walked through your house without the shaggy, gross-smelling fur.
Yeah.
It's just its hands and feet touching your floor is all that's leaving that smell behind. Like, what if it doesn't have a smell? It's just the smell of what it's tracked in on its feet and hands.
That's wild.
That's what I would guess, at least, right? Like,
yeah.
Because nowhere does it say its smell is prominent or anything. So
That's
I feel like,
fair.
I don't know. It's gross.
That's so creepy.
It is. It says, it was completely silent for about 30 seconds, probably closer to 5, but it seemed like a while. Just looking at my husband. Then it placed its hand on his knee and ran into the hallway leading to the kids' rooms.
So it like touched him and then sprinted down the hall.
Yeah, it's like the moment it like
Oh my
touched him and just like turned and booked it down the hallway. Like,
Ugh.
yuck. She said, I screamed and ran for the light switch, planning to stop this thing before it could hurt my children. When I got to the hallway, the light from the bedroom was enough to see it crouching and hunched over about 20 feet away. It turned around and looked directly at me, covered in blood. I flipped the switch on the wall and saw my daughter Clara. And that's all it says on that. It says the creature ran down the stairs as my husband and I rushed to help our daughter. She was very, very badly injured and spoke only once more in her short life. She said, "He is the Rake."
Ugh.
Like, it probably spoke to her and told her its name or something.
Gross. I just realized, or just remembered too, I guess. Like, so it's sprinting on all fours the whole time it's running.
Yeah,
it's not like some dude just stood up and started running. Like, it bounded off of the bed on all fours and...
It, like Tarzan ran down the hallway. But it says that it flails more when it runs. So it's more of like an awkward...
Like a flopsy, like, gross.
On all fours. Run.
Ew.
It's such a terrible visual image. After that, it says, my husband drove his car into a lake that night while rushing our daughter to the hospital. They did not survive. I know, this is where it gets like, you can tell it was written by someone online, because it's like, you don't give us a whole lot more details. The husband drove into the lake, and the daughter and the husband did not survive.
Jeez.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Crazy story. Says, being a small town, news got around pretty quickly. The police were helpful at first, and the local newspaper took a lot of interest as well. However, the story was never published, and the local television news never followed up either. For several months, my son Justin and I stayed in a hotel near my parents' house after we decided to return home. I began looking for answers myself. I eventually located a man in the next town over who had a similar story. We got in contact and talked about our experiences. He knew of 2 other people in New York who had seen the creature we now referred to as the Rake. It took the 4 of us 2 solid years of hunting on the internet and writing letters to come up with a small collection of what we believe to be accounts of the Rake. None of them gave any details, history, or follow-up. One journal had an entry involving the creature in its first 3 pages, then never mentioned it again. A ship's log explained nothing of the encounter, saying only that they were told to leave by the Rake. That was the last entry of the log. So like what we read above from the mariner who said that he's leaving.
After it took everything?
By request of the Rake, yeah. So,
sorry.
No,
I don't like that it can speak.
I know, it makes it so much grosser.
Yeah.
Like, what would you think that thing's voice sound like? Because I feel like it would be raspy, but if it sounded like a normal human voice, like how me going back to the Skinwalker thing, if it could speak like normal human voice, it makes it way scarier to think that it's just whispering to people in their sleep.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of what movie that is, but it's like, I don't know, it's like that one where the dude and his daughter are like living in a cabin, and she gets like possessed, and then in the middle of the night she's like whispering in his ear or something. I can't remember.
I don't know if I've seen that.
I can't remember the name of it, but that part freaked me out more than like the rest of the movie. It was just the fact that she's whispering in his ear. It's just gross. I don't.
It reminds me of like Annihilation, where like, have you seen that? I think it's that one where that gross like messed up animal eats the lady. And then it walks into the room because it's like blind, and it like opens its mouth and it sounds like her like yelling help. Like that's what it reminds me of, is like, is it more like that where it can mimic
others
or does it
voice?
Yeah.
I almost hope it has its own voice. It's way less scary that way.
Yeah.
You know? Or than it like visiting someone in their sleep and then talking to them in like their neighbor's voice or something because they probably were there the night before or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just nasty.
Yuck.
Continuing on, it says, there were, however, many instances where the creature's visit was one of a series of visits with the same person. So it would visit the same person multiple times.
I guess that would make sense then, because in the earlier story, didn't it almost kind of seem like the wife wasn't, like, scared of it?
Yeah, like
And, like, it wasn't interested in her, like, it was more interested in her husband, and so doesn't it kind of seem like it was visiting her almost?
yeah, or maybe it was visiting the husband so much that her. Cause you know how they believe that like some times, like with supernatural creatures, or even like with Bigfoot, how they say you almost get that feeling before you even see
Yeah,
him.
like you can sense it before you can actually
Like me,
see anything.
yeah, like it's almost like her body's become accustomed to that feeling because he's visited so many
Oh,
times.
yeah.
So it's like you no longer have that fear in your body. Your body's more, oh yeah, this is normal. When you're asleep, this is just a feeling you get.
That's so much worse,
Isn't
too.
it?
You're like, oh, I should actually be terrified right now.
Yeah,
and I'm more scared that I'm not terrified.
Yeah. It's like, I shouldn't feel comfortable around this thing. This thing should make me feel like I should get up, grab my daughter, and run out of the house.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, you know? It's just crazy to think about. It says multiple people were also mentioned being spoken to, my daughter included. This led us to wonder if the Rake had visited any of us before our last encounter, like what we were just saying. It says, I set up a digital recorder near my bed and left it running all night, every night, for 2 weeks. I would tediously scan through the sounds of me rolling around in bed each day when I woke up. By the end of the second week, I was quite used to the occasional sound of sleep while blurring through the recording at 8 times the normal speed. It still took almost an hour every day. Like, it makes sense, you know, like it ruined her life.
Yeah.
So she was like taking an hour out of every day to scan the entire night before to see if it visited her in her sleep.
So awful.
It says, on the first day of the third week, I thought I heard something different. What I found was a shrill voice. Oh, it has a shrill voice. What does that really mean? Like, how would you imagine a shrill voice?
I feel like for a shrill voice, I almost picture like a really high-pitched, like, stressed sounding voice.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Because I hear shrill voice and I can't really place it, but that makes sense. Like a high-pitched, stressed. It's a really good way to word it.
I don't know. I don't feel like I could mimic that.
Yeah, no.
Like, I can hear it in my head, but I can't... I don't know if I could mimic how it would sound.
Yeah, that's fair. It says, I can't listen to it long enough to even begin to transcribe it. I haven't let anyone listen to it yet. All I know is that I've heard it before, and now I believe that it spoke when it was sitting in front of my husband. I don't remember hearing anything at the time, but for some reason, the voice on the recorder immediately brings me back to that moment. So it wasn't just staring at the husband face to face. It had said something to him.
Ew.
Yeah, it says that the thoughts that must have gone through my daughter's head make me very upset. I have not seen the Rake since he ruined my life, but I know that he has been in my room while I slept. I know the fear that one night I'll wake up and see him staring at me. And that is the end of what I have got to read. Oh yeah. Let's see it. Oh look, it's time for Hagen's historical word of the day. Hagen.
B.
There you have it. There it is.
Thank you so much for that
I feel educated already.
telling word.
I feel so educated now. Yeah, those are my links. Obviously, the picture was taken off of Google, but the top link was where I read from. The second link is where I got that quote from that was on, I think, the second slide. And yeah, what are your thoughts on this?
I feel like it's horrifying.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it does a really good job of capturing, like, all of the things that make a human scared.
Yeah.
Like, you've got, like, the super pale, like, skin.
Looking almost human, but quite not, right?
Yeah, you get, like, that uncanny valley of it doesn't look natural. You get, like, the unnatural movements of its arms and its legs.
Yeah.
you get the gross mouth, the hollow eyes. Like, I feel like it's everything that humans have evolved to not want to be around that will give them like a visceral fear response.
Yeah.
And so I feel like whoever made this, good job.
Yeah, it's a really well done story.
Yeah.
But I also read, because you can't really see it in the picture, but further going on what you were saying about, like, just being almost normal but not quite. I think I read on that second link, because I cut a lot of that second link out because it's mostly just recapping the exact same thing of the first link, but the first link, I liked how it lined it up way better.
Yeah.
But they said that he has, like, I think it was there, it says that he has, like, almost, like, long, skinny teeth, like...
Ew.
Like an anglerfish. Think of an anglerfish's teeth. Like, way less teeth than an anglerfish has, obviously.
Yeah,
but not, like, the perfectly flat together teeth like a normal human.
Yeah.
And not, like, sharp teeth like a shark. But it's more like anglerfish teeth where they're, like, long, skinny needles almost. Like, you can't really see it in this picture, but you can, like, if you try to focus hard enough, you can almost imagine, like, how that would look on him.
Yeah.
Like, his teeth aren't normal either. That's what I read, at least. I'm sure that's how the accounts are, but yeah, I just wanted to point that out. I thought that was really gross.
That is gross. It's so creepy.
It is. I feel like the person who originally saw this, so I feel like a lot of these creepypastas start with the picture and then the story grows off the picture. And I feel like someone got that same exact idea you got. How you said it looks almost sleep paralysis demon-like, and that's exactly how the story kind of developed. It wasn't that you had that separation from your consciousness and your body. It was more of like the actual, just, you didn't want to move because you don't know what's going to happen. You feel comfortable around it, which
not
already
great.
Feels wrong. So you're in such a weird conflict in your head, emotional versus logical. Emotionally, you feel fine, but logically, this clearly isn't something that's right. It's not normal. So it's like, you don't move because it's just not right, you know?
Yeah, like, you're still, like, frozen because you're trying to understand what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Well,
it's terrifying.
Yeah. We're supposed to go camping in a few weeks, so I'm glad that I've got a new terrifying thing to think about at night whenever I'm sleeping in a tent. So, hey, thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem. I got you.
Especially if it's been in Idaho. Great.
Yeah.
Now we're really in trouble.
Yeah, that's our story on the Rake. That's the knowledge I've compiled on it. Wasn't a lot, but I still think it's enough to get the point across.
Yeah, I feel like it was super interesting and terrifying.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, or at least found it intriguing. And yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see you guys next time.
Bye!